Hi, this is Ishmael. After the beep, leave me a message about a book you love. I transcribe and share at least one voicemail every day.
Hi, Ishmael. I'm walking through New York City right now, so you may hear a little background noise. I have been a big fan of Paul Collins' work, and I was reading a lot of his books and really enjoying them around the time that my son got an autism diagnosis. I switched gears entirely from reading for pleasure and started reading only about autism. After several months, I got a little burned out, and I decided I wanted to read something for my own pleasure again. And I decided to see if there was anything else by Paul Collins I hadn't read yet. Well, lo and behold, I discovered that he had written a book called Not Even Wrong. And Not Even Wrong was a story about his own journey after his son Morgan's autism diagnosis. He was researching eccentric figures throughout history, and about the same time, his pediatrician gave him and his wife the news that their son had autism. The book kind of documents that journey that they went on as they learned about what this meant for them and what this meant for their son. And he parallels his own research with both current and past historical figures who either are suspected to have had autism or did have autism. He also goes into the science of autism, characters like Cohen doing research and Kanner, who coined the term autism. It was a fascinating book to me on so many levels. It was very rational, but also very touching. Reading from somebody who was going through the same thing that I was going through now and whom I admired already was very clarifying for me. But the most important thing I think that I took away was the fact that towards the end of the book, there's a moment of acceptance, a moment of realization. This is his son, and the diagnosis doesn't change that. The diagnosis ultimately is a label. And he has this line where he says, essentially, the problem with trying to fit a square peg into a round hole isn't that it doesn't fit, that in doing so, you damage the peg. And it made me realize at that point, shortly after getting an autism diagnosis, that I was so focused on trying to figure out how to fix this situation and how to get my son back that I was missing the point entirely, that this was who he is, and that I needed to come to grips with that and accept that, and that in doing so, there would be many, many amazing moments, just as all of these historical figures that he documents had so many amazing attributes, and I just had to look for them in my son. So in that sense, the book was very revelatory for me. As a side note, I actually emailed the author because I wanted to tell him how profound I found the book and how helpful it was. I got a very, very warm note back from him. It's a book that I recommend for anybody who wants to learn about autism, historically, scientifically, or even just as a caregiver, and possibly as a person with autism. Thank you.